CoryxKenshin is back, but not how you think. Let's talk about it.
Yo, Polly Rob, what up? What up?
Popular, successful gamer streamer CoryxKenshin has just dropped a video on his YouTube stating that he's back and he's glad to be back. Now, for everybody who's watching this, especially if you have kids, if you do not know who CoryxKenshin is, he's pretty much the reason why your kids have been going AWOL and going crazy on their gaming platforms and on their streams. He's one of the most influential gamers in the world. The man is phenomenal, and he took a 2-year hiatus from streaming and being on YouTube on his channel to plan some things, you know what I mean? And he dropped a video of a teaser of what he's been working on this entire time he's been on hiatus, which is a manga series and a graphic novel which is called Monsters We Make. Monsters We Make. And in the midst of that, it's funny because, in today's world where there's a lot of streaming and gaming going on, it's really, really competitive. And in the whole midst of him, when I tell you he gets millions of views on his channel, like millions of views per video. And in the midst of all that, at the height of his, streaming career, he decided to take a step back. Now, people thought it was just more so for, just resting, taking a break or whatnot, dealing with family, which it probably would have been an element of that as well. But he actually put plans together, got with a team, put together a team to actually make a manga series. Now, if you don't know what a manga series is, it's pretty much it's like a graphic novel or a book that usually turns into like an anime series or like an anime movie, and it's it's pretty much in detailed story of a different type of world. In his case, Monsters We Make is like a suburban dystopia, futuristic, lots of martial arts or whatnot. And he has a video that explains what the whole, series is about. So I ain't got to go through that. But what I wanted to talk about was how important someone like CoryxKenshin is to the growth of our youth and the type of steps that he's making. Like, you got to realize gaming in video games is not like it used to be. Before, it used to be almost like the idiot box, like they would call TV. TV's the idiot box. Video games, they stunt your growth as far as your intelligence, or it's a pastime that's ignorant. They used to say all type of stuff about video games. Don't play it. Don't let your kids play it. For the whole day. It'll stop them from going outside and things like that, which it does have an element of that. But let me be clear. These video games these days, they actually tap into other parts of your intelligence and focus and determination. You know what I mean? Like, a game like Minecraft, like they're actually building cities, they're building portals, they're building, communities of people. Then you got Fortnite, which you have to know your math to know how to shoot and give a headshot. You can't just do whatever and you're gonna be good at. Like, you gotta really practice, you know what I mean? Then they have other games like mystery games. They have horror games where you're solving puzzles. Resident Evil was a game like that where you had to solve puzzles, Silent Hill, things like that. And what I'm saying is now gaming has become, number one, it's become an actual lucrative business. Like, streaming and gaming, that's hand in hand. There's kids that's making $100,000 a month, $10,000 a week, $5,000 a week. These are like 12, 13-year-old kids and sometimes younger. This is a lucrative business. So if you have kids, gaming and streaming might be on their table as a career. There's streamers who they make 4 or 5 times what their parents could ever make in a year. So be open-minded about that. CoryKenshin is one of the best still. And in his time of doing his things, doing his thing on his page, it's a lot of positivity, with CoryKenshin. I think it bled off into like Kai Cenat and, a lot of other streamers that you see. But the one thing that I love about Cory coming back is the fact that he didn't just come back from a hiatus and just to say, let me continue to do what I do. He came back with an IP, with something that he owns, with something that he's presenting to the people. You know what I mean? He actually took some time off to actually get some business together to jump into the market that he loves so much. Manga series, graphic novels, anime, martial arts. That's what he loves. So he decided to jump into that. And I believe it's going to be highly successful, very highly successful, because he's dedicated. Like, the one thing about these gamers and streamers, they are dedicated. They spend hours of their day, way more than 8 hours, doing what they do. Even myself, I spend a good amount of hours doing my YouTube channel on top of doing my production, but it's a part of what I do now. And with him doing this series, it's one of those things where it's like, we need to start rethinking the way we approach streaming, gaming, because it's opening up doors for us to do other things, for us to do movies, for us to work with different organizations, to, be able to bring new entertainment to the world. CoryKenshin is a young black guy who's bringing new culture and new elements and new IPs to the world. And we all need to be doing that. It's not just about playing games. It's opening up a door for him to do other things, to contribute to the culture. And that's all we want to do. We want to contribute to the culture. Parents, listen up. I hope y'all listening. Listen up. You need to start doing your research on what your kids are playing and embrace it a lot more, because these kids can be millionaires before they reach the age of 21. Let's be clear. I'm keeping an open mind with my kids. My oldest, Makai, he has a YouTube channel. Make sure you'll go follow Super Cory77. Super Cory77. He has his YouTube channel. He's building his followers. He's building his subscribers. He does gaming. He has fun. He has a good time doing it with his friends. And eventually he might want to take it ultimately really, really serious and make a career out of it. I've always been open-minded about tech. I've always been open-minded about video games from the tech perspective. It's not about just playing video games. It's also about being able to learn tech. computer operations, computer engineering. That's what I got my degree in, computer science. I got my degree in computer science. So anything that has to do with computers, I'm a part of it. And I use my knowledge in computer science to be able to transfer that into my music. Hence why I'm an audio engineer. Hence why I'm a music producer. I was able to take the equipment that I use and use it for my music. You know, my kids, they've always been technologically sound since they was kids, little babies. They would have the iPad and they would be working on the iPad, and everybody, why you let the kids touch electronics so early? You don't even understand what I'm doing for them. You don't even get what I'm doing for them. I'm setting them up to be so much more advanced in today's time, and they are. They know how to operate programs that other kids don't know how to operate. My oldest son, he knows how to edit. He edits on Adobe Premiere, DaVinci Resolve, Sony Vegas. You know what I mean? He gets to it. My youngest, he's technologically sound as well, but he's more into like cooking and things like that. But if he needs to look up on his phone, do research, that's what he on. He still know how to play video games. He's good at it. He has an esports team at his school. You know, he does esports as well. You know, and it's about being able to use the talents that you have to further your education and further your career, whatever you want to do, whatever it may be. And that's the example that CoryKenshin and Kai Cenat, and I mentioned those kids specifically because they're black and they're very positive with how they approach their content. And then at the end of the day, they're doing things to help people. And I find that very great. And, you know, for me, just, you know, I feel like music, entertainment, gaming is all starting to mesh together. You know, like my boy Drebo. He's an artist. He's a singer-songwriter, but he's also a YouTuber. He goes live in studio sessions and makes records. I do the same thing. I go live and produce and make records and things like that. I'm combining the artistry of musicianship and producing and engineering along with being a YouTuber. Education, motivation, inspiring people. That's what we need more of. We need more of that. You know what I mean? Our objective is to be able to take what we've learned and magnify it into something that we can use for the future. And CoryKenshin back, man. So expect for those TVs to be super loud and them kids watching all this content and, you know, all this slang that he be using. The kids finna say it like they're gonna go through it. But just like for me, what ended up happening, I used to play video games a lot. I used to be a game fiend. I don't think people realize that. I used to be a game fiend. But then what happened was when I figured out what I really wanted to do, which was music, I stopped playing games. But I stopped playing games because I found something that I really loved, but I also used the element of, you know, tech and video games and building computers, because I learned how to build computers from my cousin. Shout out to Percy. So I took all of that information and the will to want to be curious to know more, and I put that into my music, which that's what made me become successful at it. And I'm still doing that. I'm still incorporating things that I learned on the tech side and incorporating it into the things that I do with my career. And we all need that. You know what I mean? Who knows? I might play retro video games on my YouTube channel. You know, hit me in the comments and let me know if y'all want me to play some retro video games, some old school video games on my YouTube channel. I'll definitely do that. But yeah, I just want to tap in and just talk about Cory. He's back. I'm excited. My kids are excited. And I want to see, you know, the manga series. You know what I'm saying? The book is actually out now. It's on his site. Go ahead and buy the book. I think it's like $15.99, the actual graphic novel. I'm actually buying it for my kids for Christmas, so they'll be able to read that on Christmas. But yeah, it's more to come. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely more to come. I appreciate y'all. I got more content coming. I'm at like 972 subscribers. Yo, listen, man. I got like 28 subscribers left to hit 1,000. I'm about to hit 1,000 before the year's up. I'm excited, man. Listen, I got a lot more new content that I want to drop, but I'm gonna wait till we get to 1,000 subscribers. Thank y'all for supporting my book. Y'all been showing mad love on my book. It's on Amazon, Scenarios. You know what I'm saying? Run that up, get that book, and I'll definitely sign it. I'll definitely sign the autograph if I see you. I'm with that. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all. I'm actually in front of my kids' school right now, so I'm finna pick up my kids, and we got stuff to do. You know what I'm saying? You already know what it is, man. Workload.